Been awake since 4:30.
We need our own theme song to get fucking hyped in the morning.
Really do.
For
And
real.
honestly, I've thought about trying to figure out how to use like GarageBand on this whole computer that I was given, but I can't. Um, but anyway, uh, so last we left off, um, you guys were dicking around Apotex, killing some time until that creepy child can return Valk's sword just to watch her parents squirm because she's a creep. um, you guys did a little bit of shopping, found some books. Some of you um, did a little bit of investigation, asked around the skyport to see if you could get any more information about Island. Um, you also, and a couple of you ended up impulse purchasing some pets, including a blink dog puppy named something, um, and a a displacer beast named Layla. Um, you guys then headed to the headed back to the what's the name of the tavern again? Let me find it. The Dapper Drake, with the alehouse Drake, just getting you all intoxicated, most of you at least, um, due to proximity. Um, and had a few drunken chats about what you'd like to do next while also talking about the new pets he just got. Meanwhile, Lish visited the Temple of Saloon where he saw a vision of what seemed to be Mystra and um, I the Archmage Idur and the Indefinite. Um, the next morning, our two Azamar decided to participate in a arena battle together, fighting against these strange sort of lizards with magical exploding crystals. Don't forget that you both are cursed by this creature to have the crystals grow out of you as well. That makes things explode when you are hit. Um, it should be easy enough to remove though. And we'll say that you're each awarded 500 gold pieces since you fought the beast together. And that is where we're picking up. Um, I assume you all reconvene. Um, Felix, I don't want to call you out like ahead of time if you're not ready, but if you have an idea of what Levy has been doing in the city the last day or so, um, just let me know. Otherwise, we can assume that she's been exploring.
Probably exploring in the first place, she found with like a copious amount of books that she could like actually read. Yeah, she settled it.
All
One
right.
woman study sesh.
Um, well, I will say that um, there's, of course, the old Ooks shop with the old lady tiefling, um, over in the Bauble sector. Otherwise, there is a mix of a bar and library in the
Perfect.
Eurydite sector, um,
Perfect.
that I
It's
can't
perfect.
fucking find the name of because I'm not awake.
Yeah, she's in there
It's
day
called
drinking
Peace
and
and
reading.
Quiet. Um, it's the only tavern / library you've ever seen. 3 floors of books, comfy seats. There's a limit of 1 cocktail per guest to avoid anyone getting too loud, and they're all themed around book names, such as
Incredible.
Tequila Mockingbird and Lord of the Gins and stuff like that.
Incredible. Yeah, she's kind of all about that.
Cool.
She makes a special note of it in her notebook so that she can tell Hawk about it later because she thinks that he would find that delightful even if he can't drink.
All right. Do you want to research anything in particular?
I don't know. She's probably just looking for stuff about Mystra, see if she can find anything, literally anything. Just
Roll
because of
an investigation check.
luck. Um, let's see. Oh, okay. That shouldn't be the worst. Hang on. I just gotta look at my bonus for that again for the first time in like a minute. I'm like, maybe I'm not totally boned. 12? 12 in total? Yeah.
Oddly, you're not able to find much,
Okay.
which is strange. Because you think that being one of the most commonly, allegedly worshipped deities of the world, there's not much.
Okay. Could she do like a round of that, take some notes, and then do another round of searching around for not just Mystra, but also like related topics, like stuff on other deities with similar domains, perhaps?
Okay, let's see. Roll another investigation check.
Cool. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. All right. You're
The
able
alcohol made it better.
to find a decent amount, frankly. There isn't much on the more evil deities,
Mm.
uh, such as Oril or Bane, or Veshaba,
Mhm.
but you're able to find information on most of the other world deities that you are aware of. There's Shanti, the goddess of agriculture. There's Elda, the goddess of peace. There's also Denir, the god of writing.
Mhm.
Gond, god of craft. Helm, the god of protection. Ilater, the god of endurance. Kellenvor, the god of the dead, and to avoid just continuing listing shit out, you're able to find information on these guys. It just seems to be Mystra that's missing.
But all right. Well, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Uh, well, that's concerning. Um, any deities that have adjacent, I guess, domains to Mystra, she's probably gonna try and take
Okay.
specific note of. Uh, and
Uh,
then and
I
then
mean,
Aro. She's
best
gonna be
you can
nosy.
best you can figure. Um, I mean, you're pretty sharp. You would guess that uh, maybe let's see. Azus is considered the god of wizards
Okay.
generally. Otherwise, there's Denir, the god of writing. Those are probably. Oh yeah, and then there's Agma, the god of knowledge.
Okay. Cool. Then we'll go with the first one and the third one. And then she's also gonna poke around Aril, I believe. Any knowledge on her?
Okay.
I know you said there wasn't like too much, but you know.
Yeah, this is a public library. They don't want to necessarily talk to you about like, here's how you sacrifice people to the goddess of winter.
Yeah,
There aren't children here because it's a tavern, but like, it's inadvisable.
inadvisable for sure.
All right. You are looking into Aziz, the god of wizards.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, roll a religion check for me.
Dollar. Okay. Gotta scroll. Okay, not the worst. I wish you would tell me to roll an Arcana check. 14.
14. You've heard of Aziz. He's also sometimes referred to as the Lord of Spells. And actually, that he was supposed to be a servant of Mystra. But in the books you find him mentioned in, Mystra isn't really mentioned too much. It's thinking the way it's described, it's that he was once a mortal wizard that did not seek to reach beyond his fate, his destiny, who he was meant to be, but he was powerful nonetheless. And typically that such stories end poorly with like dipping into necromancy or lichdom or stuff like that. But no, he seemed to just be a generally chill dude. And the way that the book describes him is that a higher power, unnamed, took a shine to him and granted him further powers until he was eventually he ascended himself to godhood. And you're pretty sure that would be Mystra. But why isn't she mentioned?
Where's my girl Mystra? All right, cool. Not ominous at all. I have several concerns. Okay, cool. She's gonna take note of all of that, and yeah, maybe she had like half of her cocktail on her first pass, but now she's kind of slamming it back.
Right.
She's like, Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, things that want to make that make a bitch want to drink. For sure.
And then you said you were also going to look into the god of writing.
No, you said another one after that, didn't you? Did you list two or three of them?
Let's see. I mentioned the god of wizards, the god of writing, the god of knowledge,
Yeah,
Agma.
knowledge.
All right. Just a sec. Let me pull up my info. Taking for fucking ever to load.
It always does.
Mm-hmm.
Right when you need it not to.
Yep. So, Agma is not necessarily what you expected looking into him. Yeah, he is also referred to as the binder of what is known, and seems to be a god of inspiration, invention, and a patron to bards.
Okay, sick. Fuck
Like
yeah, actually.
he will reach out and provide people with inspiration and as is described within this book, he will sometimes appear as a handsome, dark-skinned man in bright or resplendent, stylish clothes, appropriate to a fantastic stage play. And he's generally described as carefree, cheerful, often with a sense of humor, but very, as you might imagine, intelligent.
Sick. Okay. So he's smarter than you, dude, bro. He watches Rick and Morty.
IQ over 600.
He would be an NFT bro, probably. Is the vibe I'm getting here.
No, he's not a douchebag.
Aw. You can't let me insult your god.
The way the book describes him, it's that it's his duty to choose which ideas and thoughts should spread around the world and which should fade away with their creator so that people
So
won't be in jeopardy.
he's a meme lord.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I love it. Okay. Um. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Um. Yeah. And then I was gonna look into Arl.
All right, I'm gonna make you roll separately for this one. Roll another
That's fine.
investigation check.
Another investigation check.
Mhm.
Woohoo! 23.
23. All right.
He's on a manhunt.
So there's not much information on her, as I said, because you're in the capital city, and people don't necessarily want cults of oral to start spreading out, but
Understandable.
able to find bits of information of her in different books. She's also referred to as the cold goddess, the Frost Maiden, Lady Ice Kiss, Ice Dawn, Winter's Womb, and Sovereign of Summer's Lost.
Okay, damn bitch.
She's also a punk ass bitch.
She is not a very kind goddess.
No, she seems delightful.
She's described in these books, which, mind you, may be biased, but is
I mean, Levy's also
described as
biased.
arrogant and vain, incapable of true feelings of love, honor, or noble emotion, and yet adores her ice and all forms of beauty. She enjoys natural wonders to art objects, to the artists themselves. She will sometimes freeze them in magical ice, preserving them and hoarding them away for her viewing pleasures alone.
Damn bitch.
And her ultimate goal, as described by these books, is to cover all the realms and other lands beneath ice and snow.
Rude, but
also
okay.
sometimes described as being kind of fickle and unpredictable, but yet also extremely cold, as you can imagine, unfeeling and generally apathetic, incapable of mercy or compassion, and will sometimes trap people who offend her in blizzards and drive them insane with visions of warmth and the comforts of home, before ultimately killing them in the bitter cold.
Well, all the more to worry about Demir over. Cool. She's taking so many notes. She's also gonna totally ask Lish later and be like, "Is all this like true? This seems a little harsh, but like, I don't know." Like, she's trying to not be super biased herself, but it's also like she doesn't like the bitch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, kind of a cunt, so you know.
I mean, yeah, no, totally a cunt. But this seems even for the Huntress a bit harsh.
I object to that description because she lacks both the warmth and the depth.
LOL. Oh God. This is okay. All right. I said I was moving slow this morning. God. He's kind of chuckling through the whole thing because this is delightfully rude. This is so delightfully rude to a goddess. She thinks it's very fun that somebody had the balls to write all of that.
I mean, when they're writing accurately, they have to, so.
Levy's an academic at heart. We all know this, so she loves it when academics get petty and rude, even in their academic writing. That's supposed to be unbiased and peer reviewed. So
it's literally the most fun of reading and or writing any paper.
Academic writing is the most petty, like, bullshit writing that exists. There is no objectivity in academia.
I love it.
I will also note that these books that you're able to find information on, these things are mostly written in the sections of Shanti, the goddess of agriculture, because she and Auril are considered to be enemies.
Okay, well, fair.
They're girl bosses, girl bossing in their own way.
Oh my god. I feel like Aril would be a multi-level marketing boss babe, but that's beside the point here.
Okay, what is like being a cleric if not?
Multi-level marketing boss baby? Shut up. Shut up. That's too funny. Okay, all right. Anyways. Yeah, that's it. That's it. She's got her notes. She's got her silly little hit piece on oral, I guess.
All right.
And she is now going to be a bit more on the lookout for Demir's symptoms disorder.
All right. So, now that we've had a chance to check in with Lizzie and see what she's been doing,
Thank you.
we will come back to the group at large. What the fuck do you guys want to do?
We can go get lunch, and Lish can tell everybody about his little dream walk. Who's hungry? Nobody's hungry.
I mean, both the Azamar just we're fighting a rock lizard, so they're probably hungry.
Yes, so about your guys' sudden skin condition.
Does that get cured by the arena people since they typically heal you up after, or do I gotta do some remove cursing?
You got to do the remove curse. The arena healers are very basic, and they can just heal hit points pretty much.
Okay, I'll need to take 10 minutes to prep the spell, but I got the slots. I didn't use any thirds during that fight. I only used fifths and a couple fourths.
Nice. Yeah, I said I'd love to go out for something once we've dealt with this.
But yeah,
Are
we just need to be careful
real
not to get
gems?
smacked in these 10 minutes.
Oh yes, they will explode. Is there maybe a way to stabilize them? Use them in a fight?
That's an idea.
I mean, I would imagine that's what the lizard's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the lizard's immune to thunder damage. We are not.
Hmm. Fair enough.
We could probably become immune to thunder damage.
With enough exploding, I think anything is possible.
I'm not
Like-
sure if you can build up resistance that way, but
Well, you certainly will stop taking damage after a while.
debatable.
Iron's just like he posed up. Somebody hit me.
No.
I think maybe we should just cure these magic pimples, not necessarily think about if and how we should weaponize a curse that's meant to be strict downside.
Yeah, I did magical pimples once. I don't want to do it again.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Do you care to elaborate?
Valk just kind of goes.
Puberty was rough for Volk.
Yeah, they got to see it.
See. Editor's note, she does not see. Well, I'm down for lunch once these two are gem popped, I suppose.
I can't remember. Is there a requirement for remove curse?
Spell slot.
Well, beyond the spell slot.
It's
Nope. Verbal and somatic.
I was gonna say, I don't think there's any like material component necessary. It's kind of a cheapo spell.
How many
Yes,
times are you able to cast that per day, Volk?
3. Well, 3 today. I could do a maximum of 8 at the moment.
I'm curious, since we're talking about removing curses, perhaps there should be an attempt to remove the curse that Demir has on her. It is placed by a goddess, so I do not know if it will actually work, but might as well
I
try.
already removed curse on Demir with the sword, remember, and she died. Hence why I took an oath
That
to
was
you
because
guys.
the sword has a death curse on it when you fail at
No,
removing it. You're not going to fail again, are you, Valkyria?
pause. DM. When you use a the remove curse spell, it removes all curses, correct? Or do I have to cast it multiple times?
You would technically have to cast it multiple times. However,
Wait, no. All curses affecting one creature.
oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I also don't think that the curse of RL took full effect at that point yet for Detmir. She had blown up the shrine, but she hadn't done the other thing.
Yeah.
Okay, now that I have information, I can formulate my response. Well, I already no, that's not what I'm referring to. I cast remove curse, and if it was within my power, it would have removed the curse. I'm more than happy to cast it again, but I highly doubt I would be able to affect the whims of a god with that level of spell.
Well, perhaps Demir's immediate demise affected whether or not the other curse was affected. Perhaps it might be worth trying again.
Okay, well, you hold her down, and I'll fucking cast it a third time.
He does not.
In on this.
Do you want to be cursed?
Like to be cursed.
What was that? Say it again.
Like to be cursed. I would like it removed, yes.
Okay,
But you don't need to hold me down.
we kept missing the first part. Your mic was cutting out, so it's just like da 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 curse.
I'm sorry.
All I heard was Demir saying, like to be cursed. I was like, bitch.
That came
It's a
through
part of
10 times
my
on my end.
No, she said that she would like to not be cursed. You don't need to hold me down.
I could just hold her. He like opens up his arms towards Demir.
Yeah, okay. She'll just like go into his arms.
Is held.
But you two should cure yourselves first.
Okay. Spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch. Remove curse.
All right. The crystals break off of you and Erin and shatter on the ground before turning to dust and blowing away.
And for the third time, by the power of Tyr, save this woman from her own consequences. Or from the consequences of her actions. And I cast it on Demir as well.
There's no effect.
I figured. We need bigger oomph than what I got for Demir.
Well, it was worth a shot.
We may take you by the Temple of Saloon and see if they have anything stronger. Since Ariel doesn't have any shrines or temples.
Not here, at least.
Well, not anymore.
So, lunch?
Lunch.
Lunch.
All right, where do you go for lunch?
Where she place it as close to
Check
the
where
color.
there is.
Join Levy. There's
We
gotta
should
be
pick up
bar
Levy.
snack.
Bar snacks, yeah.
Whoa,
Is there pub grub, DM?
we can't be loud at that pub.
Well,
That's true.
Yeah, there's peace and quiet. There's where you kind of have to whisper and talk to each other, and there's only one drink minimum. There's or maximum, I mean. There's the roasting duck, where you can get up and roast your friends. And the best roaster every night wins 30 gold pieces. Or there's the Dapper Drake where you've been staying.
We always could try the roasting duck. I would be impressed by both Demir and Lish's performances.
You don't gotta participate. It's just an option.
Well, it's not a fey deal. Worst things that happens is you just don't win the prize money.
Yeah.
As opposed to, working for them for a year and a day or whatever it was.
I would love to see Demir do a roast. Actually.
God.
Actually,
Roast or get roasted?
vicious mockery on the entire tavern, killing like several commoners.
I've unlocked like new bardic powers this level, so
I guess we'll go to the roasting deck.
All right. Yeah.
We'll just go and find Levy first.
Well, wouldn't Levy have been doing her research yesterday, so she's technically with us today?
Yes.
Hell yeah. Oh shit, let me let me
girl
put
never
the
left.
last thing I said into character because I thought she wasn't with you guys.
Wibbly
Yeah,
wobbly,
I'd love to-
timey wimey.
I love to see Demir do a roast. I want to try my hand at it as well.
I mean, I don't really. Why not? Let's go see.
It's too bad Hawk isn't here. I think I could really I could win with the whole not having a face thing that I said that one time.
Could really roast the shit out of that guy.
Mama's so ugly, you have a dad and no mom. Your mama's so ugly, she didn't give you a face.
Nope.
So it is just sort of looking confused now. No, nobody has told her what Hawk is yet, and it's debatable if
Privacy.
you can.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. He's fine.
Okay.
Don't question it. Zona. Don't fucking question it.
Sometimes people are
So-
just born without faces.
You arrive at the Roasting Duck. The owner slash bartender seems to be a let's see. He is a brass dragonborn named Louis Sunscale.
That makes sense. The lesser metallic dragons have an affinity for humor.
He's wearing kind of brightly colored clothes of greens and purples and blues primarily. And he has a very deep V-neck where you can kind of see his little pot belly. But he's cheerful and happy and yeah, he's vibing. You can see that this inn isn't too fancy. It's not too big. There's the open floor with various round tables, and it seems like guests can push tables together if they so choose and have larger parties. But for the most part, they are all facing a little stage in the corner. That seems to be mostly just a raised part of the floor where people can go up and roast the people they've come with. And of course, the specialty of the house is a rotisserie duck. But yeah.
Is somebody gonna go roast on the stage? I'm super curious.
Or do we want to eat first?
Eat, be entertained.
Well, Valk wants food. So, I don't know, she orders a couple ducks for the table.
How many ducks would we need? Like 2?
2 or 3.
3?
All right, let me just see what the price of that would be. Let's call that a gold piece for each duck you order.
I am going to order 3 ducks and, I don't know, spend a gold on a flagon of mead for the table.
All right.
At which point Valk proudly brings back the platters of ducks, you know, happy penguin waddle, and puts it on whatever table we're claiming. At which point she settles down to eat, and I will be right back.
All right.
Oh, Levy, Demir is going to go into her bag and pull out one of the books that she got. If D&D Beyond would stop freezing on me, I got you something.
Oh, you did? Oh, that's real sweet.
Yeah, I don't know if it's at all something you're interested in, but I am going to pull out the Witch Cult book.
All right.
And yeah.
So this book is called The Witch Cult of Northern Alperin.
Okay. Neat.
I know you like to read about history and magic and all that stuff, so I thought this might be something you'd like to read about.
Yeah, of course. I was actually doing some studying up and reading yesterday. Mostly trying to find stuff on Mystra. Did not find much concerning. Did find quite a bit on one of her. You said he was considered like one of her servants or like kind of
Yeah.
okay. I did find plenty on one of her well, he's kind of considered her servant. I mean, he's also a deity. Uh got a wizard. Seems like a decent enough man. Um it said a very powerful god took a shine to him, but they didn't mention Mystra by name, which was very odd.
I That might be an avenue to pursue. I
Most
wonder,
definitely.
does he have a temple anywhere?
Layla comes up to you and starts asking for some of your duck.
Oh,
And the
absolutely.
patrons of the tavern seem a little weirded out by this displacer beast that you brought in.
Oh yeah, no, I mean when Demir, like when we got seated at the table, Demir was pulling out a little bowl for her that she got at the pet shop, filling it
I'm
up
gonna
with
say
some
she's doing the
milk.
kitty thing of like looking at you very expectantly.
Yes, no, she is getting shredded duck in her little bowl.
Paw being placed against you.
You y'all were so busy yesterday. My goodness. Uh, anyways, Bolivia's also disturbed, but it's happy to be here. Um, she's used to everybody and their shenanigans, truly. Let's see. I'm trying to decide what else she says, what else she brings up. Uh, and then I was reading up on the God of Knowledge too. He'd love a place like this, actually, interestingly enough. Apparently he's kind of a he loves a crude kind of chuckle. Uh, but anyways, again, nothing really on Mistra. I was trying to find stuff about her through like looking up stuff about similar deities or ones that could be like closely related, but it's just there ain't much. I'm
Well, the
worried, but
wizard is a
Weird.
lead.
it is a good lead. I'm happy about that. I'm just concerned about the rest of it. Uh, that that he's like our best one, and she's not even mentioned by name, even though I don't know. It's kind of implied that they're like close. But anyways, uh, other than that, uh, well, I don't know how good of a lead he actually would be in terms of figuring out like what's happening to her because like they seem amicable and also he wasn't like overly like a power hungry guy. At least it said that in the book. Though I would like to consult Barhasa on that. Uh just because I mean having multiple sources is always good. Uh I also read up a bit on Ariel and I'm just saying uh her reviews I suppose. Could I call them reviews? I'm gonna call them reviews. Her reviews very harsh.
Lish kind
Um,
of perks up. You mention Ariel, like, huh?
and I was wondering like how accurate that is because I mean, Lish, you would have some level of dealings with her and like know about her in general, but it also gave me more information on your affliction. And she says this to Demir.
Well, what exactly did the book say?
She's kind of prone to cursing people to go mad and freeze to death.
Well, that's accurate.
All right, and that she likes to freeze. What was it, the art or the artists that she likes to freeze and preserve to gaze upon?
Both.
A little bit of both. She
Yeah,
makes her own art.
she likes to freeze artists and their art that she like. I mean, she's a woman of discerning taste, but I don't think that freezing it is actually all that great for like paint over time. I don't know. Um, I think.
I will assure you that paintings are not the only art that she
Oh no,
freezes.
I doubt it. I'm just thinking about the logistics of like, what if somebody were to thaw it? Would that not ruin it?
I think the point is that it never thaws.
Well, that's mighty presumptuous of her.
It
And
is
she
her
gets
goal.
this shit-eating grin on her face, actually. She's like, no, I want to piss off this goddess and melt her fucking art and ruin it.
If it was up to her, the entire universe, all planes included, would be covered in ice.
Yeah, it was talking about that quite a bit. I think that's kind of nasty, isn't it?
Lish kind of is like, well,
I mean, like, something's got to be warm somewhere. It can't just be freezing forever. There's like a natural balance, isn't there?
yes, I would agree with that. I think that it is more interesting when things are constantly changing, but I will
Yeah.
not say that a world of ice is not without beauty.
No, not at all. It's gorgeous and all of that, but I think she should perhaps stick to her own world with all the ice about it
Well,
and keep
that's
the
the thing. She
Feywild
wants
privy.
everything to be her world.
Boo.
Ooh, that whore.
Maybe Levy should go up and roast our
Oh God. Do you want to be
Ex-
cursed too?
You want
Yeah.
to tempt
No.
fate.
Yeah, we only
but I
have
think it'd be funny.
we already have one cursed party member from this bitch. We don't need a second.
You guys don't let me have any fun.
Good idea.
It's not that we don't want you to have fun, it's that we don't want you to freeze to death.
Yeah,
Aw.
if you have suicidal ideation, just go to the arena like I do.
You know, like a normal person.
Now, you see, I got better coping mechanisms while I was away, actually. So it's not really.
What, like blowing yourself up with a fireball?
Hey, that was before I got the better coping mechanisms. Thank you very fucking much.
Pew
I've
pew pew
learned
pew.
and grown.
I have learned and grown. Thank you. Ugh, you guys are so fucking rude sometimes. I love you. Ugh,
It's the roasting cafe. I mean, what would
I
you
know.
expect?
I know. Ugh. All right. Okay. But yeah, that's about all I got. People don't like her.
I mean, for obvious reasons.
For very obvious reasons. Yeah. Sorry,
But,
Miss Ma'am. I don't really want to be frozen forever.
I'll need it back, but Demir will go back into her bag and pull out the Ice Priest book and give it to Levy. Might help your curiosity.
Oh, it most certainly will.
So this book, flipping through it, tells us some of the rituals for worshiping Ariel, referring to her as some of the names that you have seen before. Um, some of these rituals involve sacrifices of food, which are placed upon a raft, which are then set adrift in the ocean. Human sacrifices, usually prisoners of war or slaves, are also sometimes placed upon the raft, but the book stresses that must only be done in the most dire circumstances. It's less a holy text and more of a guide to survival and paying your dues in a region touched by Oro.
I see.
There is also a poem in the book that I can either send to you now or read.
Just send it to me in the spirit of time, perhaps.
I can fucking grab it. Okay. Sec.
No worries.
The poem is just bitch, 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 bitch.
No. It'd
Cut.
be more like bitch, 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 bitch. Bitch, 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 bitch. Bitch, 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 bitch,
Haiku bot, I sense a haiku.
bitch. It was quite intentional.
Bitch, 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 cunt.
Yes. Perfect.
We could probably have like a whole little like field day writing poems about Oral.
Absolutely.
They would all be pretty one note.
That's true. We could probably just write them about the
roast her
campaign
at
in
this
general. That could be
bar.
fun.
I mean, and then we'll all be cursed? I don't know. I don't like our chances with that one, considering. I love you dearly, Demir. I would like for at least like if we're gonna be cursed, maybe like limited in it to one person. At least until we figure out how to remove it safely.
I mean, I would certainly roast her.
I mean, I don't think
I
we want to
can't
make
get
the
any
curse.
more
dead.
cursed. I'm already cursed.
No,
You could though.
Yeah, you
I
very
mean,
well could there, buddy.
let's
You
not
could. It's
get
not a good
cursed.
idea, and I don't think that the owner of this place would want you to curse a god on his own stage. That invites all sorts of misfortune to not just you.
yeah.
Insist.
As much as she might deserve it.
I mean, you know, if a god's gonna pay attention, we might as well attract the good humor of the god of knowledge with some, I mean, probably dick jokes. He seems like a guy who would like a good dick joke. Though maybe I'm not the one for that, considering I had mine removed.
That actually would be the basis of a really good dick joke.
It would be very good, actually.
There is so much potential.
There's a lot of potential.
There's so much potential there, Levy. Don't cut it off before it's had a chance to grow.
Please. I think that
And
should
with
stay
that,
on.
Val kind of pushes Demir towards the stage.
Oh, please. Yes, please. Roast my dick. my no longer dearly departed penis.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here to say our goodbyes.
I mean, that's a little late, isn't it? I'm so glad we can
Is
joke about
Dem-
that now.
Soda's going to gently nudge Valkyria towards the stage as well.
So we have a conga line of nudging.
One at a time. Who's going first?
Demir's at her feet are at the edge of the stage.
Oh
What
no.
do? Roll for initiative.
Sure. Fuck it. Why not?
Wouldn't it be roast for initiative?
Natural 20.
Oh, damn.
I hate this so much.
All right, Demir,
Oh,
get up on
God.
stage.
Okay.
Speech.
Just vicious mockery. It's fine.
I don't have vicious mockery.
You don't? You?
What bard am I?
What sort of smart mouth? I love you dearly, but I say this with all the love in my heart. What kind of smart mouth little shit are you? And you don't have fucking vicious mockery.
I know. I'm a bard. What? A third level bard? Yes, I'm a third level bard, and I still
What's a
don't
level?
have vicious mockery. Honestly, I should roast myself.
I mean, you do have a lot of material. I love you.
There's a lot to work with, and I've been living with me for a lot longer than the rest of you have.
Too true. Too true.
Oh dear God. Okay. What are the rules?
What?
Yeah.
You keep cutting out.
Oh God. What are the rules for the roast in the game?
You get up there, you roast so that the whole tavern can hear you. You can call people out specifically, or you can do yourself. You are not allowed to use magic. You get the impression that some people may have tried to do vicious mockery before and ended up hurting people. And everyone, upon entering the establishment, has to acknowledge that it's all in good fun. And if you have any problems with what was said on stage, you have to take it outside.
Mm. Are there like judges, or is it just kind of the tavern decides?
The tavern decides.
Oh, okay. Well,
I will say
like...
that there aren't too many people in at this hour. It is you guys and just a few other people. So you would be the majority.
Okay. Yeah, I guess since the dice have decided Demir is going up. Yeah, I mean, honestly, starting off with vicious mockery points is probably a good one. I'm a third level bard and I still don't have vicious mockery. In fact, I've taken very little of the traditional bard spells, no floating hands, no screaming songs, anything like that. Which is really just a shame because I could really use them given that I am also a warlock and have very little spells from that. But, you know, it could be worse. At least I have spells in the first place. Given that I was trained in the aristocracy, being able to cast spells is far more useful than anything else I've learned from them. Let's see. Oh God, this is Avery dying because I am so bad at fucking doing these things. Oh God.
Oh, if only Hawk were here, you would be able to just bam, 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 bam.
Oh, if Hawk were here, that wouldn't do very good, given that he doesn't have eyes or ears. I don't know how well he would be able to perceive any insults.
He is kind of a blank slate, and those are very hard to insult. Though I
a
did,
literal blank slate.
I did manage it that one time, on accident.
Pointing scared that he doesn't have eyes.
He doesn't.
It is a very factual statement. Oh God, I don't know. Fuck. This is Avery dying because I am really fucking bad at figuring these things out.
You basically got a free pass from Levy to take digs on her.
Yeah, I mean, Levy over here acts like she is very confident. A lot of big dick energy, which is really a shame because she lost it. The literal dick.
Also, Valk's an otaku, so you got that.
Oh God. Avery is dying.
You're doing fine. Do you want a moment to think of something?
Yeah.
Okay. Erin, what are you doing with something right now?
Was yes, well, here's this is down here. He's sneaking him duck bits.
All right. Like he is definitely like trying to like hop up on your leg from under the table, trying to grab more food from you, nibbling your fingers a little bit. And then when you eventually run out, circles around Levy.
Yes.
You are minding your own business, and then suddenly a puppy just appears out of nowhere on the table in front of you.
Oh fuck yeah! She's petting it. I want to pet that dog.
Want to pet that dog?
Definitely enjoying the pet, but also trying to steal food from your plate.
Aw, you can have some. That's fine. She'll feed. She'll feed the baby.
The in the displacer beast that is about the size of Niv starts to move around and hops up on Demir's vacated chair and starts like eating off of her plate too.
Lish will go and reach and take the displacer beast kitten into his lap and just kind of make sure she's attended.
She doesn't seem to mind being moved, but does start trying to take your food as well. But you give her back scritches that makes her tail and tentacles lift up.
He wasn't eating much anyways, so she can have it.
The pixies in your hair are just observing from a safe distance, knowing that this is a kitten who will probably try to play with and maybe eat them at some point.
Yeah, keep them at head level away.
Mm-hmm. They are staying a safe distance away. Demir, how you doing?
Okay. Is everyone else going to be subjected to this, or is this just me?
Oh, I plan on getting on the stage.
Okay. So I guess there's just some some ones that have got off the generator, and I will sit down after that because even though I know that Demir would probably have more specific taunts, I am dying. I am a little hungover. I can't do this. So yeah, Demir just towards whatchamacallit, Valkyria. Just like, we have an ASMR here. As you can see, she is mostly covered in feathers. And I had always been under the impression that gods never made a mistake until I met that. um
Damn.
You want to well, we could just pretend that that's your last joke and I could take over.
or
At which point Bout gets up and is like, what's the difference between 3 cocks and a joke? Demir can't take a joke. Zoda's going to college, but I'm pretty sure if you wrote instructions on the heel of a boot, they still wouldn't be able to pour water out of it. The stick up Lish's ass is so long, I'm surprised we're not seeing it sprout out of his head.
Lish is gonna give you a death glare.
Fuck, I had another good one. What was it? Wait. There it is. And speaking of brains, I'm pretty sure I've washed more off my weapons than Aaron has ever had.
He's gonna reach up and knock his head in the audience.
Okay. I need a zinger for both Levy and Toby. Come on, brain, we can do this.
Well, I mean, there's the obvious for Toby being you can make fun of his height if you want.
Oh wait, I would make fun of Toby, but he always looks like he's just a kicked puppy, so I think I'll set him aside for now. Just like his parents.
Oh
God.
Oh my! Figure's out for blood tonight. Jesus Christ.
Fuck. Levy. Do you know what the most fucked up part of this party? Even though I look like the poster child of your parents really should have used a condom, they're all still trying to get into my pants.
And yet I'm the only one succeeding.
And you know what? They're all gonna be surprised when they find out that the rug matches the drapes. Mike, drop.
Lots of applause from the rest of the tavern. You win the 30 gold for the day.
Wow.
That was fun.
Levy is wheezing.
Death wish.
Levy's wheezing, and I'm assuming Toby's here. He's just on autopilot, yeah?
Yeah, Toby is just bright red. We'll stay at the table.
She is collapsed into his lap, cry laughing, sob scream laughing over Volk's cell phone. And this is right after she's there to Toby after she fucking roasted him. Even if he was okay with it, she's just damn.
Demir is also Demir is sitting next to Levy and has Lish's face in her hands and is just like, "Oh, come on, she's not wrong. You do have branches out your hair."
The entire party's just like, I didn't know she had it in her.
Lish is like, grumble, grumble. Demir has to defuse the bomb.
Yeah. Samir is just like giving him all the little kisses, like.
Are you sure you don't know vicious mockery, Vok? Okay,
I don't need a spell to do irreparable damage to your psyche. All I need is my face.
My God.
Talk about a
Glad-
butterface.
I'm glad Mackenzie's not here to show us just how traumatized Tobias is.
the poor boy.
Amy's very much like, don't worry, Toby, I love you.
But my parents didn't. Ah.
I feel like she's like a glass or two deep at this point, and she's just like, "Oh, don't worry, Toby. I plan on keeping you. Remember?" Just like loses track of herself a little bit because she's punchy on drink and giggle.
It's also like Zamir is also like given Toby and Levy the like, "You're so good, love," too. Helping cheer up the very sad boy.
All right. Are there any other conversations that would like to be had over lunch?
Yes. Once all
Clearly.
of the roast drama has died down and everybody has recuperated somewhat their themselves, Lish is going to tell everybody about his trip to the temple last night and about the vision that he saw where Mystra got a visitor by a cat being ridden by our good evil friend, Mr. Time Traveler himself. And you had said that you had seen this type of space cat before when we were in was it Opius? I forget
Opius,
which town. Yeah. When we were in Opius, you had seen something similar to the description of these things. There were two of them, one smaller and one larger, one that seemed to be controlled by our friend.
Did the one that we saw in Opius match the like platinum? Did it match the description of the one that our ibuprofen guy flew in on, or?
Yes.
So it had platinum bits.
Yeah, that was the one we saw.
We very well may have passed by some event in that building that went missing. We may have just missed him then.
It also, since we're talking about a man who has stolen the power of a god, that could be his godly avatar.
Well,
Since
he hadn't quite. He was riding it like it was a pet or a familiar, not that it was him. And Mystra was still alive when he came there in the vision. I don't know if he then attacked her or what happened exactly.
And that is the big question.
Certainly nothing good.
I'm no cleric or studier of the divine, but it sounds more like those might be messengers of Mystra than anything else, if they're associated with her.
The one was, but the other one that he was riding, I do not believe it is under her control anymore.
He might have corrupted it.
Exactly.
Can I make a religion check about this weird cat thing that I'm hearing about?
Make a religion check.
Ugh. Give me a moment to double check which dice are actually behaving. That would be not those. Okay, that one, come on. 14, 19. Has that been updated? Yeah, because I don't have a bonus to intelligence. 19.
You have no idea.
I'll have to ask my dad about the weird cat things then, because I have no clue.
Okay, I have a bit of another theory, and as usual concerning this man, I hope I'm wrong. Do you think it's possible that he not just indisposed Mystra, but tried to take her place?
I think at the very least he wants to take her power, use it or claim it as his own.
That's sort of what I mean. We already know his motive. I think you'd need that kind of power to do something like that.
Would he have the capability to absorb a god's power?
Who knows?
I mean, who else
Absorb,
will become a god?
or if he could either replace her, but if he had properly replaced her, we probably wouldn't be having this breakdown in the timeline. So if I'm guessing anything, he's trapped her and is channeling her power somehow. Hence why it's not being used properly and things are destabilizing. But,
It would certainly be easier than trying to absorb her or to control her.
Or slaying a god. It's easier to trap him than kill him.
I wonder if your guys' next step might be to actually get in touch with another member of the Pantheon.
Good luck with that. They're in
Hi.
hiding at the moment.
True.
But we do have the lead of a formerly close companion to Mystra, and someone who was once mortal.
Would certainly give us a better inroad.
I think we need to find a temple to the wizard god.
Would I know where a temple to the wizard god is?
Not particularly. He's not very commonly worshipped in this country. Your best shot, honestly, would probably be to visit Alperin, which is, for lack of a better descriptor, essentially the Mecca of this planet. It's very commonly used for religious pilgrimages. That's the only place you can probably think of off the top of your head.
And that's out of the country?
That's on a different continent.
So we would have to buy a teleportation circle to get there.
Or an airship, perhaps. We have airships in this continent, right?
Oh yeah.
There's
Yeah, but time.
Just
There wouldn't be a temple to the wizard god by the wizard college, Zoda?
Good question. Would
Not
there
really.
be is the question. No, there isn't. I wouldn't be surprised if there's I don't know, a few people who I even know of the guy on the college campus. I could probably drum up some information. If possible.
As I said, he's not very commonly worshipped in this country.
Well, we could where would we find a teleportation circle that would go that far?
Well, once again, there's probably Well, maybe not the college. You guys are friends with the Grand Archivist. She might know.
That would be worth asking about.
We do also still have that temple forming north of Uvila. Should probably check that and grab your sword before we leave. Before you leave, rather.
Which continent did you say the Mecca was?
Alperin. It's the one to the far northwest.
Okay. Man, the water currents on this world would be weird.
Yeah, I didn't want to pay for like the full version, so everything is on this map is a little closer together than it would be.
As real maps are.
Yeah, exactly. We could just say that it's a real life
This is
parallel to
it's
the
more or less a
inaccuracy.
placement map rather than this is what it is actually like.
Yeah. At least you don't need to go through another continent to get there, like if we were trying to get to Utara from Seiya. Anyway. I don't remember if I was actually going to say something. Help.
I mean, all I need to do is study a teleportation circle somewhere, and in theory, we could go there.
All you need to do is memorize how the runes are laid out.
But Varhasa might have that information potentially.
Either the design to get there or knowledge of portal in Seiya. So it should be worth checking in with.
Failing that, riding an airship is probably something to try at least once.
We do also know someone with a flying cat familiar.
That's true.
Aldrich.
Yep.
I mean, I don't think it will have anything there, but I don't know. Flying cats, wizards, magic, it all seems on theme.
Might also
True.
have pet raising tips.
Yeah, you guys are going to
That
need
is
those,
very
aren't
true.
you?
Familiars and pets are a little different.
True.
Mhm.
Familiars have
Blink Dog
notably a lot
Puppy,
more
by the
agency.
way. Blink Dog Puppy, something if he is still being pet by Levy. I feel it's important to know that the puppy is at such a young age that it's still doing like the whole body wiggles when getting pet instead of just wagging the tail.
So good. Demir is giving Layla little scratches behind her ears.
And anyway, back to the task at hand. Were you going to try to reach out to Barhasa or Aldrich?
It would be interesting to see where they're at.
I mean, I could try scrying on them. I think Varhasa, we know where she's at. I mean, I think we can just go visit them. we'll be going back to Royas. I assume we'll go back to Opius as well. I mean, whatever works.
We could get back to Royas through Opius. I mean, didn't we also want to check in on that spot where we were, the little shrine to Mystra with the chickens with the wild magic on them?
Wild magic
Yeah.
chicken spot.
Yeah, that's where the temple is
Yeah.
reconstructing.
I would like to check on that. I think we need to check on that.
And maybe we'll get lucky with the time slips on it too.
I'm interested to see how it's coming along too.
We have a few
Well,
things.
we can head out that way today, I suppose. Right, Lish?
We certainly can. Have we finished everything we
If
need
we've concluded all our business here.
Have we?
I was contemplating visiting Big Vaclu, but that could be done at a later date.
It's up to you. Would you like to go or would you like to wait?
I
Perhaps
suppose
they
I
be
could stop.
recruited.
Sorry.
Perhaps they could be recruited to come join us.
That's actually not a bad point. Yeah, we should go visit them before we leave town.
Lord knows we need more allies.
And Vaclu certainly does hit pretty damn hard.
Hold on, my cat's up to.
As cats do. I am the DM now. Rocks fall, everyone dies. In the tavern, yes, in the tavern.
We're gonna get roasted some more. No.
Caved in, forced to roast each other forever.
Okay, so what's the plan?
I guess we're visiting Vaclu to see if we can get her to join our cause. And just saying hi, as I promised I would do, and then we're heading to somewhere.
All
I
right.
kind of zoned out on where we decided to go next.
I think it was the reforming temple.
Okay. So, you head towards the military district, and you're able to find the location of where Vok lives with her wife. It's actually the wife that answers the door. She's a Fearbulk woman with velvety brown fur all over her body and kind of messy dark hair that just kind of flops into her eyes, so you can't really see them, and you're wondering how she's able to see.
No, I'm not.
She is wearing loose green robes with a unicorn head embroidered onto it with golden thread over her heart. And she speaks kind of slow, but says, "Hey, who are you? I'm sorry, you look familiar."
Hold
Been
on,
a
did we
bit-
get her name?
I don't think you did.
Okay. I'm sorry we never got your name. I'm Valk Lightbringer. I fought Big Vaklu in the arena, and she invited me to visit next time I was in town.
All right, and you can see her ears kind of twitching, like, why don't you come in? My name is Maple.
Mabel or Maypole?
Maple.
Okay, that was Lars not hearing. Okay. Who has tagged along for this endeavor? Or are people just milling about outside randomly?
Aaron stayed out so he can start teaching something to come when called. Mm.
I mean, Lish will go with you if you want.
Shouldn't bring too many people into the random person's house.
So who do you want to come with you?
I'm seeing who would like to come. So we got Alish and anyone else interested in bothering these nice people?
I mean, Samir can tag along. She's nosy.
Okay, so it'll be Valk and the Fayish couple.
right.
As I follow Maple in, I like, oh yeah, these are two of my companions, Demir and Lish.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
And the house is, you can see, very nice, but it doesn't have much in it. There's like sparse furniture. It looks kind of cheap, more or less. But as I said, the building itself is very nice. It's made of stone, and there's like some stained glass windows with curtains on either side of it. And as Maple kind of guides you through the house, you can see why some of the furniture is so cheap, because all of the money was going into the practice ring that may have once been the living room. Like there's like padding along the walls, there's like training dummies, there's punching bags, like all sorts of fun stuff. And you can see Vok is in there with her giant maul. And just as a quick reminder, she's ugly even for a goblin. Like, it's snaggled teeth and a twisted, scarred mouth, and dreaded hair with bones and clasps twisted back into a knot. And her arms are very battle scarred, and she's wearing her large belt as she is just beating the shit out of what may have once been a training dummy. Just pummeling it into the ground. But she stops when her wife comes in, and Maple, being much taller than her wife, bends way over to give her a kiss. And then sorry, shenanigans are happening. And Vok kind of looks you guys up and down, says, hey, it's been a while.
It has. Venturing's been keeping me busy. How you've been, Vaklu?
Oh, I've been keeping busy with the with the arena and everything.
Have you had any interesting matches since we had at each other?
Beat the shit out of a minotaur the other day.
Not bad.
So, I didn't know you were coming, so I didn't get anything special for dinner or anything. But maybe we can get some drinks.
No worries. I'm only in town briefly, but I wanted to make good my promise of saying hi when I was here next.
Oh, I appreciate it. And I'd love to go toe to toe with you again.
As I would you. Missed you at the arena. Fuck, was that this morning? Timeline. Yeah, visited the arena briefly this morning, but we're planning on heading out before the end of the day.
Fair enough. Did you fight a person or fight one of those lizards they brought in?
One of those weird lizard things.
I don't know what the fuck those things are.
Yeah, the crystals were weird, to say the least.
Just avoid getting hit. Or bit, I guess, in this case.
Or just hit back harder.
That too.
When you invited me over, you said you wanted to hear about our adventures.
I mean, I'd be interested, but that you're saying that you're not going to be here for long in town, and I don't want to keep you. But you know, don't get out of the city too much. So.
Fair enough. This is our last stop, so we can take however long we need.
All right. Well,
Are you interested in getting out of the city at any point?
Not really. I mean, I wouldn't mind a vacation every now and then, but I make good money here.
I can see that looking around at the house and the training arena.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, there's also good money in adventuring if you know how to do it.
Well, you see, the wife's a bit of a homebody, so.
Happy wife, happy life.
That's right.
But yeah, I can tell you a bit about the current mess we're wrapped up in.
By all means.
So obviously I'm describing it truncated, but like I mentioned that we've been plagued by dreams and have followed them until we found that one of the magisters of the Eastern country that I can't remember the name of because I woke up way too early this morning went rogue and killed off his fellow ruling wizard people and has disposed of a god, at which point we're trying to undo what he's done.
He listens to the story intently and seems baffled but interested in what you're telling her.
I take it you've seen some of the weird phenomena happening. People out of time, weather shifting when it shouldn't be.
I've been noticing a lot of the weather. I mean, it's pretty hot out today. I've heard rumors of creatures that are supposed to be long dead being visible.
We slayed a yellow dragon not that long ago.
No shit.
It was honestly a weird fight. It ambushed us while we were flying between locations. So it was kind of a race to the ground where we then beat the ever-loving shit out of it.
Nice. Well, good on you. Not everyone can take on a dragon and live to tell the tale.
Well, I went against you and lived to tell the tale.
I'm not a dragon.
You hit just about as hard.
I appreciate it.
At least you don't have the breath weapon.
That's true. Well, maybe if I drink enough, I'll get there eventually.
Well, you do have your magic stuff. Could get lucky with I was about to say roll. Could get lucky one day.
Fingers crossed.
Was there anything? Were we gonna out of character? Was there anything else that we wanted to bring up besides maybe potentially recruiting her into the end game fight?
Not really, I don't think.
How do I want to phrase this? You are an impressive fighter, and you know, we all benefit from healing the wound that the indefinite caused. Would you be willing to help us if the time called for it?
Roll a persuasion check.
Yeah. 16, 24.
24. Kind of thinks for a moment and says, well, I'll have to talk it over with the wife, but
More than understandable.
maybe. For now, though, I'll see if I can spare a few healing potions for you.
Oh, that would be very generous of you.
And she leaves the room and returns a few minutes later with 5 regular healing potions. And she explains that she likes to keep them on hand just in case she fucks up during training.
Healing potions are a good thing to have on hand. The only ones we had at the moment were some experimental ones that we picked up from the tower.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for that kind of shit.
Greatly appreciate these. We'll put them to good use.
Hope you do. That way you can come back in for a rematch.
Very much looking forward to it. At which point, I'm assuming we're still having this conversation in the training arena.
Oh, yeah.
Valk pulls out her spear, gives it a twirl, and does the command word as she hits the ground, and it lights up, and it's just like, got a new toy.
That thing's a thing of beauty.
It really is.
Seen it in action.
Used it the first time in action against the lizards, and let's just say it does good work.
Excellent.
Maybe you could talk with the healers that were on staff at the time, get a blow by blow.
That'd be cool. In the meantime, best of luck to you all on this chaos that you're working on.
Appreciate it. We'll need it. Val gives a proper handshake to Vok and her wife.
All right.
And we got some health potions. When when we step out of the house and the door is shut behind us, Val kind of does a little dance. Wasn't expecting to get health potions.
Valkyria, you have quite a way of making friends. I appreciate it.
I'm surprised you two didn't just, I don't know, come to blows just as a friendly handshake.
It was tempting. That was an impressive training, private training ground, arena. Words are failing me.
A training space. Well,
Training space. Could maybe get some inspiration for the manor.
Yes, you certainly could have something constructed on the grounds. Invite them over for a match.
I'm sure Aaron would enjoy a training space as well.
I would have mentioned that we got a place outside of the town that have the place outside of
Royus.
Royus. Thank you. The words are not happening.
Mood.
It's okay if you're having trouble with English, then having trouble with fantasy is even more understandable. At the very least, Avery isn't naming things the way that some Elder Scrolls writers do. I recently saw a little, little with 16 quotation marks paragraph about friggin' the Sons of Ysgramor and all that, and there were names with 30 characters in them.
I try to be kind.
And that's very much appreciated.
So, what's the plan now?
Go check out the reforming temple, see if it's further along.
All right.
That was the plan, yep.
Then where was this again?
It was
That was outside
north of
Uvila.
Yeah, it was north of Uvila, I think. I don't remember if you have a tree there. To the
We
temple
specifically
specifically.
we specifically looked for a tree.
Yeah, there
Sick.
were some trees nearby. You did end up having to walk a little bit to get there, but not too long.
I figure Kenzie has a list of all the trees that Lish is familiar with.
I do not. I just have my brain.
Well,
A
I
list would
remember
probably
we
be helpful in case you forget them.
I started one, I think, 2 sessions ago. So
I am
will
the
remember
kind
as we
and
go.
benevolent DM, and I am willing to place trees near other places.
I will say, I have been saying throughout the campaign that Lish is looking for certain trees as we go. He has been keeping eyes out, so.
Yeah. I just can't remember where he hasn't found a tree half the time.
Although I do remember we specifically looked for a nearby tree because we planned on returning and not using a teleportation circle.
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie. Where is this tree by? Where is the tree by?
It's close to the.
It's closer to Uvila, but as I said, it would just take a short walk to get to where the ruined temple was.
Mm-hmm. Well, is
Not
everybody
a
ready
terribly
to
long walk at all. Like an hour.
Mm-hmm. As long as everyone is ready to depart, we can depart.
Well, that was the last thing I had to do in town.
Shall we away then?
Let's go find some
Good to go.
fucking chickens.
Bok bok.
Chicken hunt part 2.
We arrive at the temple and the chickens have taken over again. Chicken priest among them.
The chicken
The-
temple.
A giant dire chicken has formed. Roll for
Oh my
initiative.
A chicken hydra.
The
Love
temple, which was abandoned, is now a chicken temple. When a god has left its temple, anyone can move in.
And then, it's a race of specialty Aarakocra that are all chickens.
Mm-hmm.
that would be amazing. I
The
actually
chicken
love
cult.
It's millennia in the future.
Straight up, I would play a chicken Aarakocra. Like, that is incredible.
He's so good.
It would be a funny ass character to do.
Anyway, you teleport back closer to Uvila. Are there any conversations that would like to be had on the road before you arrive at what could be the temple?
Does anybody want to call me out for absolutely and utterly destroying them at the roasted duck?
I was gonna say that Lish is definitely giving you the side eye. He's mad. Well, not mad. He's annoyed.
Excuse me, your roast was the most accurate.
Which better fucking watch your back, bird. He's acting a little butthurt.
Yeah, your butt would be hurt from a stick that long and thoroughly shoved up there.
Please tell me you're not actually.
No.
You are not within the roast house's walls of protection, so you better
Exactly.
watch it.
That was the only reason she let her hair down and just like roasted the ever loving shit out of people.
Thank you, roast house.
Although I still stand by that both Lish's and Demir's roasts were the most accurate.
I have not said a word about it because it's very true. She can take 3 dicks a lot easier. Help me.
All right.
So Lish is giving Valk the cold shoulder, but otherwise not much is going on.
Okay. It's starting to get to be evening by the time you come up on the temple. Let me give you a description. The temple is more spacious than you thought it would be when you only saw it in ruins. The walls of those stone are smooth and silvery and seem to carry a sort of strange iridescence to them. There are 5 spires that reach towards the sky, one for each corner of the more or less star-shaped temple. In the very center of the temple, the ceiling is domed, and even from the outside, it seems to shimmer with some sort of enchantment that is just barely visible. There are also lovely flowers growing near the entrance, marked by a large set of double doors.
The building's back.
Notice just in awe, like, holy shit.
Well, that's certainly grown a lot.
What did it look like before?
Rocks.
It was just a
It
single
was
stone.
ruins. Yeah.
Level.
Very ruined ruins. Quick, everyone, write everything down.
Soda is already writing.
Aaron's sketching.
It is a very beautiful temple.
Does it look new, or does it look like it's been there for a while now?
Is there anyone around, or are we the only people?
I will answer Lish first. Are you referring to like via time travel or
Yeah.
like
Well,
like
like,
the
when does
temple
it look like it
itself
was?
is old?
When does it look like it was constructed? Because you said that the last time we were here, it was just a pile of rock. Does it look like it has now been freshly constructed, or that it's been here for quite some time?
You can't tell via like the time fuckery. It looks like this is just a building that has been built here a while ago and is there.
Perhaps we are now in the before times before it fell. Was it freshly demolished when we were here last, or ruin?
More of a ruin.
Lish just standing there with his hands on his hips, like,
Demir, you don't really see too many people around, but you would assume that there's a healthy number of priests inside just based on the way that the garden seems to be tended.
I mean, like, I'm looking for like immediate signs of people. Like, the garden tended could be a out of time thing. But like, are there footsteps around in the soil? Like that type of stuff.
Roll an investigation check.
Okay. Ooh. I never have the right page open when I need it.
God,
Oh
moon.
my god. Investigation. That is oh my god. Hold on. I can math. That is a 29.
29. You were able to see signs of life. There are footprints in the garden. You can see a little scuff of dirt in the stone path leading to the front door, or like someone had been in the garden tending to it and then left and did not realize they were tracking a little bit of dirt. You can see, frankly, to your eyes, old-fashioned style gardening shears that have been left on a stone bench.
I think there might be people inside.
I actually have the spell prepared. I would like to cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
I also have my Detect Magic guys up.
There is magic all over the place for this temple. There's transmutation to help build the temple itself. There's a little bit of abjuration to help the flowers grow. The domed ceiling is enchanted with illusion, and it's all so bright. There's lots of different shades of magic just around this temple.
Basically, I asked to take off my sunglasses in the middle of summer. It's just like, ah!
Yeah, pretty much. This is a temple to the goddess of magic. There's going to be magical auras.
So you all see Val cast a spell and just immediately goes, oh, fuck, that was a mistake. You're
Avery,
muted.
you're muted.
Thank you. It helps when you're already acclimated to it. Demir kind of looking around at all the magic.
It's very beautiful. It's lots of magic, lots of shining. It's gorgeous.
Well, I guess it's time to knock on the door.
Let's see who is in here.
So this is
Let's-
a
yeah.
temple. You're welcome to just walk in. So you head over to the double door, and heading inside, there's a short hallway before you arrive in the largest room of the temple with the dome ceiling, and you can see that the ceiling above has been enchanted to look like the heavens above. The stars shine and shimmer as they do when you would be standing out in the field. However, in the corner of your eye, you can see translucent lines connecting the stars in the shape of the constellation. The ceiling itself is supported by 8 stone pillars of the same material as the rest of the building, though each of them have different designs. And I will first describe the pillars and then tell those of you that have detect magic up which each pillar is emanating. Going clockwise from where you are standing, the pillar to your immediate left, this one seems to shine with a sort of silvery iridescence to it, with an almost scale-like pattern. And sometimes the pattern or the shimmer, you can make out a almost shield-like shape if the light hits it just right. This pillar is glowing with abjuration. The next pillar seems almost reflective at times, and is difficult to focus on because of that. It is honestly the most clear to you out of the corner of your eye. And this pillar is the pillar of illusion. The third pillar shimmers magenta. There's a strange swirling pattern that kind of draws the eye, especially next to the pillar of illusion. But the spirals in this sort of bleed and flow into one another, creating an endless cascade of fractals that you could stare at forever. This is the pillar of enchantment. The next pillar has a bluish iridescence. Eyes seem to open and blink at you out of the corner of your eye if you try, but if you try to look at it closely and peer at them directly, they disappear. This is the pillar of divination. Another pillar looks almost as if it is raised an invisible fire from the bottom in the way that it shines. Heat actually emanates from this pillar should you get close to the base. Near the top, however, instead of an invisible fire, just seems to be frost, and you can almost see the snowflake-like pattern. And if you were taller, you think you'd be able to feel the cold of it too. This is the pillar of evocation. The pillar after that shines with a sort of golden iridescence, and when you look at it closely, it's almost as if the material, the very material of the stonework is changing before your eyes. This is the pillar of transmutation. The pillar after that shines green. It's as if the pillar itself has some strange tendrils or veins through which light is pulsing with energy. This is the pillar of necromancy. And finally, having circled around the room, the pillar to your right. This is the pillar with an odd purple shine to it. And with the shine, it's as if you can see the hint of open doorways or even maybe teeth or claws. This is the pillar of conjuration. The floor itself of this room is very shiny, reflecting the pillars, the starry ceiling, and all who stand upon it. In the very center of the room, there stands a human woman. She has brown skin, long black hair, and her arms have shining golden tattoos that kind of match the constellations above. Glowing in the very center of her forehead, she also has a rune that looks very similar to the kind you've seen on Levy. This woman wears beautifully crafted, if outdated to your eyes, purple robes with silver accents in an iridescent blue.
Hello?
Oh shit.
Hello?
Do you say that in character?
No.
Okay.
I'm just sweating over here.
Alicia's drawn towards that frosty pillar. Is it?
Yeah.
There's frost towards the top, and then there's fire towards the bottom, and it's interesting. You can feel the contrast in the temperature. And as you guys move further into the room, the woman turns to see you guys, and she just gives you a gentle nod, and then goes back to whatever it is she was doing. She seems to be examining the stars above.
Zoda will approach. Does anyone stop her or go with her?
Do I have any knowledge of the proper way to greet a priestess of Mystra? Or do I just go generic? Nat 20. So religion,
Nat 20.
that would be 25.
You would know that the priests of Mystra are sometimes called star guides, and they will typically have different focuses, different schools of magic that they are experts in, and it's customary technically to greet them based upon the school of magic that they're a part of, but you can't really tell with this woman what she specializes in, if any. So you would probably want to greet her as Star Guide. But beyond that, you're uncertain, especially given that this seems to be more archaic temple.
So when Zoda steps forward, Valk kind of does a little not yet thing, and Valk steps forward and does like the deepest, like most honorable bow that she can, and goes, "Greetings, Star Guide. May we request your guidance?"
So, for the sake of description, I will say that the way this woman speaks is in a very archaic way. She more or less speaks in Shakespearean English, but I don't want to do that.
I felt that coming. I also would want to be like, greetings to thee and thine, brave adventurers.
It would take for fucking ever to like pull up a translator and have to translate every single fucking thing that she wants to say through that. So you can use your imagination.
Or Zoda could cast tongues. That works too.
But you can understand her.
Oh yeah, I know.
Just that, like.
But some people would argue that Shakespearean is a different language entirely. I'm just joking
Shakespeare
around
just
either
straight
way.
up invents language. What are you on about?
but I don't want to have to look up a Shakespearean translator and say shit like a thou and wouldst.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We can be imaginative.
Yeah. But she turns to you and smiles and says, "It is my pleasure to welcome you to this temple. What sort of guidance are you seeking?" And you can see now that she also has a mace at her side.
Clerics doing cleric things.
Is she a cleric, though?
Clerics do cleric things. Valk's not like surprised by the weapon at all.
Mm-hmm.
Valk kind of hyper formalizes her language to the best of her ability. I and my companions are on a quest in the aid of Mystra. And there are secrets that have been hidden from us by a mutual enemy. And we request knowledge.
I would be glad to assist in your pursuit of knowledge. We are of the belief that knowledge should be shared and understood by as many people as possible, as is the way of magic.
A truly noble goal. And at which point, Valk kind of does a half bow again, and how the fuck do I want to phrase this? My companions are more the expert on where the gaps in our knowledges are, and we respect your expertise. And Valk kind of then backpedals a little bit and is like, "Other people, please. I don't know what to do now."
The Starguide's eyes kind of sweep over you all. There's Damir and Lish investigating the evocation pillar. But her eyes land on Levy. And she smiles and kind of waves you forward and says, "You are rune touched."
So I am. As are you.
It is my pleasure to welcome you to this temple.
Thank you kindly. If I were to have questions about runes, could I perhaps pick your brain a little bit?
I would be glad to share what I know.
Thank you very much. You're very kind.
What do I call you?
You may call me Levi or Levnara. Either way is perfectly fine.
I am the star guide of the temple, Rohija.
Can you repeat her name?
Rohija, Roheshia.
That's a cool name.
That's a mighty pretty name. Thank you very much for allowing me to address you so casually. She's flustered. She's like pink in the face and the ears, and her like shoulders are up to her ears because one pretty woman too answers the questions she's had about herself for her whole life.
There is no need to be frightened or nervous. You are welcome here, as are your companions.
Thank you very much. You're very kind.
Zota briefly ducks in, like, I was thinking of catching the Star Guide up to speed, but if you have questions for her, go ahead. Is it okay if I listen in? Because I'm just curious. I won't share anything you don't want me to.
Sorry, what?
Zoda's basically saying, like, I was going to fill in the Star Guide on what's going on, but clearly you've got something much more personally important. By all means, take your time. Is it okay if I listen in? I won't share anything you don't want me to.
My personal stuff don't take precedent over our mission. It can wait. It's not. I'm serious.
Are you sure?
I'm dead serious.
Well, no. It looks like. Seriously, go ahead.
It can wait. I'd rather get information about more pressing matters. I can ask. I can, like, if listen, if we're successful, I can come back and ask it anytime.
Well,
It's go ahead.
you're completely sure.
Entirely.
Okay. So she'll just
She's just not prepared.
That's fair. If you need time to actually think about what she'd ask, that works out too. So okay. I just didn't want to butt in. I'm sorry. Okay. So I guess she'll mirror Valk's like short bow and be like, right. I'm Soda. I'm a studier of time itself and magic. And I've gotten sort of involved in this whole deal that the rest of the group has stumbled upon. Are you aware of what's happening outside the temple?
I know of the departure of the gods and the destruction of Asquith, Sathering.
That makes things a lot easier. Is there
Roll a history check.
roll history check? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no. I'm not worried about the roll, I'm worried about the implications. Uh-oh. That is a 15.
The things she's speaking of, to your knowledge, occurred within the Blood Era. That's the second era, when the good deities and the evil deities battled, and many species went extinct. And this occurred for several thousand years. And there was once a continent called Asquith, which at the end of this battle between the deities was shattered into the Tricontinent, as you know it today, which are those three continents to the east on the world map I shared earlier today. And you would know that the era following this was called the Holy Era, in which with the departure of the gods from the material plane, the gods began to influence the world in more indirect, subtle ways, such as through clerics and paladins. Alperin was established at this point at the spot where some of the gods were believed to have had their strongest influence. And most societies at that point were theocracies focused on rebuilding after the war.
Okay.
And those with magic were more inclined to be the leaders of society. And there was not much distinction if one's magic came from a holy influence, bloodline, or other sources. So if she's talking about the blood era like it's recent.
Okay, never mind. Right. We're in a bit of a pickle, to say the least. See, we're from the 7th era. In our time, one of the followers of the goddess Mystra has turned on her and on his fellow followers. And we don't know what's happened to her. We assume imprisoned at best. The other gods are fleeing even further away from the material plane. And we are struggling to find a way to find Mystra again.
Well, if you are thirsting for Mystra, you are welcome to meditate here in the temple. She seems kind of baffled at the mention of the 7th era. Perhaps time isn't categorized in that way back when.
Oh, fair. She clearly hasn't thought of that. Or Zoda clearly hasn't thought of that.
She seems a little confused and is instead inviting you to take time in the temple to. She's interpreting it as you're hoping to reconnect with this goddess. And she's like, well, you can do that in this temple.
From over by the evocation pillar, I assume that this isn't like this conversation isn't in whispers. That
no,
we
it's not a hushed conversation at all. It's open.
Yeah, Demir is going to like kind of look over towards the priestess and just, has your goddess been answering prayers lately?
She has here in the temple.
Really?
She might be onto something.
At this point, Valk does good cleric things and starts to meditate in an attempt to contact Mystra.
Okay.
How long has this temple... Oh, sorry.
The star guide speaks up and says, I can offer you each an amulet of Mystra if you wish to focus that, your energy on that. A holy symbol. Otherwise, your companion here may be the best suited to guide you towards the answers you're looking for in here. And she nods towards Levy again.
I'm so sorry. Can you repeat the last little bit of that? I'm struggling.
She offered you guys holy symbols of Mystra if you want them. She also said that Levy would most likely be the best equipped to guide you all to the answers you're looking for.
Oh. How's that? I mean, I would love a holy symbol. That would be so, I think that would be so helpful. I mean, because we really are trying to figure this out. And I think once we leave here, when and at this point, probably if I don't want to think about that too hard. But anyways, She's suddenly very, very nervous. Like she's got like her fluster has calmed down, but she's like, um. Anyways, uh, if we get out of here and back to our own time, uh, I mean, Mistress so weak and I mean practically absent. I think that bringing back symbols of her and starting to kind of uh, drum up possibly more influence around and for her and of her, I think that might maybe be some kind of even just a tiny step in the right direction. Does that track? I'm so sorry.
The influence of a deity can, within a world, can determine their strength and their power. Unless there is something else holding them back,
Right.
to my knowledge.
Because I
That
mean,
is our belief that if we continue to worship the gods despite their departure, we can continue to feel the guidance within this world.
right. Right. Okay. Would worship reach her in her current state, I guess, back where and when we're from, where she's kind of captured and held back, would that reach her?
I am uncertain, given that I do not know the specific circumstances of her, as you put it, her captor.
Right. Oh, shoot. Okay. Oh. Well, I mean, it's not a definite no, so it could still be worth a shot to try, I think. Um, yeah. Okay. Uh, try not
If
to lose any kind of hope here.
I think this is actually great. If we also had the holy symbols, would that help her and our attunement?
Attunement?
Or not attunement. Would it help with communion? I guess.
You are in the temple of Mystra. What do you think she's going to say?
Well, like she's basically asking, like, what would this help us and help her? Because like
Your companion here is Rune Touch, as well as a dream walker.
Yes.
It is very fortunate that you have both of these things at your disposal. And if we perform a ritual here in the temple, we will be able to perhaps see things that have previously gone unseen.
what do those
Right.
things mean? I'm not familiar with those terms. Rune touched and Dreamwalker.
I did have questions about the runes and the dream thing. One of them kind of being, are those mutually exclusive or are they related? Would my whole uh deal with the dream walking thing I guess cause the runes for me, or like do they come from a specific place or a circumstance?
They are not typically seen together. You would need someone who is a dream walker and someone who is rune touched in order to perform the ritual I believe you all are hinting at. I myself am human. I am not dream. I am not a dream watcher, but I am rune touched. Because of that magic, sought out the goddess, and that led me to eventually make my oath in her name.
Right.
Could you repeat that, please, Lars?
Paladin.
Yes.
Okay. So, well, I mostly just wanted to kind of ask where, I guess, where the runes would come from. Like, why do I have these?
It is my belief that a deity of some sort saw myself, and saw our natural curiosity for the world and how it works in the arcane, and saw fit to bestow this gift upon us. Your body has the gift to collect and store arcane energy in the form of these runes.
Right, but I'm just confused because as far as I know, I've always had these.
As have I.
So how would they know that we're already? I don't know how that works.
I hate to sound cliche, but the gods do. They are very mysterious and beyond the knowledge of mortals.
Right.
But they likely saw a glimmer of who you would be in the future, and saw some great destiny before you, and bestowed this gift upon you.
Well, I mean, it has been mighty useful for what we're doing, and I do feel like that is fairly important. Not to be full of myself, but it feels important.
The gods do, at least the gods that I find myself in appreciation of, they enjoy when mortals wish to explore the world and uncover its mysteries and see the beauty in the natural arcane that flows through all things.
Okay, I guess that makes a bit more sense. Thank you for helping me understand. I do really appreciate it. Um, I guess my next question would be, um, back where and when we're from, we don't have a lot of, well, not only is Mystra's influence kind of evaporating into thin air, but it's also it's like her existence and the history of her is fading. And I was just hoping that maybe there was something more than what we have information wise here, not only from you, but perhaps texts that maybe I don't want to bring anything back and remove anything from the temple, but something I could a wealth of information perhaps that I could transcribe down, so that we could use that to our advantage as like an edge in our quest. I suppose we could call that.
In addition to performing a more specific divination, I would be glad to allow you use of one of our holy books.
Like to write it, to like read over it and write it down.
Succeed if you so choose.
Oh, well, that would be lovely. Actually, if you're sure, I wouldn't want anything to happen to it by bringing it out of here, and going and taking it places where it let the planes falling apart and Mystra disappearing could mess with it. I really wouldn't want to do that.
If you are concerned, you do not have to take it. I was merely offering it as a gift, as one rune touch to another.
Oh, you're so sweet. Uh, how about, if you don't mind, if I could have enough time with it to get down what I feel I need from it, at least in the short term, here. And then that way, if if something happens to it by taking it out of here and back to where and when we're from, I don't lose everything.
Very well.
I'm real honored. I would love to take it with me. I want to make sure. I would hate for something to happen to it, for all of its knowledge and history to be lost entirely. So if you don't mind me lingering.
Absolutely. In the short term, I am very concerned about the things you've been speaking of. So I would be glad to assist in the performing of this divination, if you are all willing.
I'm very willing. Absolutely.
Most definitely.
Every
Very
step of the way.
Very well. Let us prepare. And with that, I think that's where we'll call session.
What the
Bro.
fuck?
This
God
is so
damn.
cool.
I
I'm
did
gonna
not
eat my
expect
desk.
you. So,
Okay, I do have one question, which is it the same rune on the lady's forehead that's on Levy's forehead when she activates, or is it just a similar rune?
Similar. It looks like it, for lack of a better descriptor, a more archaic version of what Levy has now.
What the fuck?
I was not expecting you to take both elements of Levy's like character creation thing, the Rune Child and the Quarry, and turn them into this. This is insane.
Dungeon
It's so
Master, when I
cool.
fucking get you, Dungeon Master. It's a good thing I'm busy today, otherwise I would be rapidly approaching your fucking location.
Yeah, you haven't seen my new house yet.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to pet your son in forever, or like give you a hug in a while, which
Honestly,
is tragic.
I have not seen you
I
since
have to go.
Ugh.
I love y'all. Bye.
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 Have a good day.
Take care. Love you, bestie. Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah.
thanks for playing, guys.
Thank you for DMing. I am grinning ear to ear
And-
over everything that happened today.
This
I'm
is so
crying growing
dope.
up.
Next time we're gonna play, it looks like it's gonna be the 2nd. So hopefully people can make it to that. Meantime, see you next time.
Yeah. Holy shit.
All
See
right.
y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good
Bye.
day.
I'm messaging